to this woman. I'm intelligent and wise, a beautiful woman. This woman, I am a woman. This woman, I'm a strong woman. To this woman, magnificent. Today's woman. I can be your doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or an engineer. I could be your mother. Ooh, I can be your sister. I can be a nurse or a judge in the court. I could be a leader, ruling over a nation. All over the world, I am a woman. I'm a strong woman. To this woman, I'm intelligent and wise, a beautiful woman. This woman, I am a woman. I'm a strong woman. To this woman, magnificent. Today's woman. The spirit of women is calling, and the voice of unity must answer. Today's woman. Today's woman.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We are trying to play with the time here. We're back on Radio Bluebird in Liberia, in Montserrat County. All of you already know that we are on Truth FM on Sunday evening. But during the week, we're going to be on Radio Bluebird. We will also be on Radio Nimba coming next week. We used to be on Radio Nimba for about 2-3 years, and then we stopped due to scheduling, logistics, and you name it. So we thought it was to return to radio because the larger population is in Liberia, to give them an opportunity to educate us. We too, so we can educate them. So tonight I do have Sis Yama with me here. As you know, Yama were in Liberia for almost 3 weeks, and she has returned. You can tell from the hair that she got on, which is beautiful, Mrs. Cully. So we're going to be talking to you today, and we want your ears. We want you to join us. We want you to share. Again, we will be talking about the justice delivery in Liberia, especially from the Supreme Court standpoint. We will be talking about decisions that impact us, doing the same thing over and over and anticipating different results, meaning voting for the same type of leadership, the same kind of people, the same people who only know what they know and anticipating different results. And also doing the same thing, like asking for t-shirts up front, asking for Becca rice up front, asking for $20, $30, $50 up front, instead of coming and say we'll put our dollar together. We know the person does not have it, but we know this person is good, will speak for us. This person understands the process, the person is informed, the person can lead us. So those are the things that are on our table tonight. So it sounds like 3 topics, but it's more involved. So we're with you. If you are here, please help us share the show. All right. And we have a young man who I'm very fond of, just met him a little bit ago. Very young, but has a depth to him, deeply, has more than a depth to him. Well spoken. You know why? If we invest in a human capital in Liberia, there's so much talent in Liberia. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to bring Anthony on while he's waiting and going and can start us live, then Sis Yama is going to come in. Anthony, good evening. Good evening from your end.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
How is life?
Oh man, Liberia is okay. Liberia is doing great.
Okay. Are we on the air now?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. So can you announce, so because this is our return, I think since James were there, we're just coming back. So we announce or we are, I can start and you can amplify. So those of you who are in Liberia, we are your sisters, your big sister, your mother, we are dying in, or we're talking all, I'm talking all the way from Georgia, the home of Dr. Martin Luther King. And says Yama, where are you? We can't hear you, Ma.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I'm from Pataskala, Ohio, which is the suburb of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, so here we go. So we're both your sister, both your mother, and both your daughter here to talk to you. We want you to listen to us, and we will also listen to you. We will talk for about 20, 30 minutes, and we'll give you an opportunity to also come and talk to us so we can reason together. Here, we don't insult people. Here, we don't disagree with anger. Okay? Here, we reason together, we listen to each other and see where they're coming from. Where we don't understand, we try to make sense of it so we are all able to sit at the same table and reason, because the way you might understand things, that's not the way I understand it. And the way you might understand things, that's not the way I understand it. We don't believe in insulting each other will resolve our problem. We don't believe in telling somebody, cutting people short and say, you know what, you will stay long inside. Or we agree. We don't believe in that. We believe in dialogue. Such Yama, do we, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Believe in dialogue.
We believe in dialogue,
No
reasoning.
judgment zone.
Okay. So we want you to listen from us from a women perspective. Okay. And also not just women. Inform, world travel, traditional and non-traditional women. Okay. So this is Second Thought Africa. Thank you for joining us. Ambassador, just one. Start us off.
Uh,
We can hear you. I think that's his first day. He's struggling.
yeah. Second Thought Africa Reimagine. We live this evening on your radio to discuss a couple of issues. You heard from our host, Madam Yasendi Pei. We gonna be discussing a couple of issues here this evening. And those of you who are following from across my grid would like to say keep following as we discuss. We're going to open the call lines and you give me your thoughts. Changing Liberia together is a top priority that we fully cherish, and we hope that it work out. So those of you who are following, we hope that you stay tuned in. We're going to open the call
You're
line.
going in and out. You're very low. You
I
want to
think
increase the volume?
it's the network. It's
Oh, okay.
the network. Okay. So Yama, thank you. He made it.
You're going to give me your input and
Okay, good.
we're going
Much
to
good.
Okay. All right, Sis Yama, go ahead, do your introduction and we'll start off.
Good evening, everybody, or good evening for the most part in Monrovia and in Lower Maigibi, where we are broadcasting live. Feel free to share the show, follow, and there will be a point in time that you can call in to ask your questions so we can talk Liberia Talk. Welcome to Second Thought Africa with your host, Mrs. Yasini Martin Pay. I call her Iron Lady, Boss Lady, and all the accolades. Welcome. I'm Anthony for your first time. Welcome, everybody, with Second Thoughts Africa Reimagine. Today, as she said, we have the Supreme Court on the topic on tonight's show, and with everything that come after that. So I'm excited to be here to talk Liberia, to move our country forward in the best way possible. So welcome, and I'm excited about the show. Thank you.
Okay. So folks, if you're out there, we would like to hear from you. Like you said, we had a guest that was.
So folks, if you're out there, we would like to hear from you. Like you said, we had a guest that was.
Anthony, I'm hearing an echo.
So
Yeah.
So
okay, maybe you will play with it later,
it's kind of
but
sticky.
that's okay. Okay, that's all right. Our first get back, so there will be a lot of.
that's all right. Our first get back, so there will be a lot of.
That's a feedback.
That's a feedback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Introduction, right?
Is that how you know Is that
Let me see.
we should not be getting feedback.
Yeah,
We should not be getting feedback.
You getting feedback?
Yes, I can hear myself.
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Oh, okay.
So are you listening to the
See if I
show at
can-
the same time?
So
While
Are
you're airing?
you listening to the show at the same time while you're there?
Yeah. We'll try to fix it, but we'll have to go like this.
Okay, that's fine. We deal with it for now.
That's
and
how we
it just
it for now.
it throws you off.
So
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna let just
I'm
talk
gonna
briefly
let
about. I like to know what you are thinking about the election that is going on in Nimba,
that is going
where they're
on
talking
in
process,
and
and then Sis Yama can say her thought process while we wait for the Supreme Court decision tomorrow. And today they brought
Yeah.
the petition for a meeting with Liberian journalists and all of that. This is public, Anthony.
Mhm.
Cynthia, that's a bad feedback. Anthony,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Anthony, are you playing it on your phone? Are you playing it on another phone?
Anthony, mute yourself.
Yeah, let him mute himself.
Okay.
Okay.
There
Are
we
you still
go.
able to hear us from your studio?
And maybe he has his cell phone. If you have your cell phone playing the show, turn the cell phone volume down, and then you'll be able to see the show on your cell phone and also talk. Okay.
Or you can mute yourself while you play it in the studio like this. Okay, now here we go. Okay, so good. We're not able to hear ourselves back. So
Thank you.
yeah, great. We will figure it out. Like I said, we're just coming back after I don't know how many ever months. So we want to hear from you. And Sis Yama, I want you to listen today. You're
Okay.
a progressive woman. Your mother was a lawmaker in Liberia.
Correct.
You are a nurse, and it's hard for people to say that you're a woman, you save lives. And I want everybody I'm going to play this and then tell us from that end that just three things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to be short, and then we'll ask the opinion of the people. I'm going to play this. You can give us your analysis, and then we'll take it from there. Okay? So let me play this really quickly. There we go. This is one of the men who is running to be a senator.
They say, "Can you ever hear a woman? They say, "Can you that woman can also." That woman that coming there would leave us inside there. She will never spy in my country. That terrorist, that terrorist people all watch out. They say the man who die, that the hero of the country. They say woman will replace it. You not see it before? You not see it before? We will never allow it to happen. The player I will say that thing more than in the manual sector. Because they get more society than us. I'm going to tell the head of them there to say, "That way I can do it, you'll tell me." for women to challenge our culture, they will sit down and say yes.
Sister Yama,
Yeah.
your
You
thought,
know
mom.
what? I'm just gonna be raw, okay?
Please do.
I like to give people the title, but I'm just gonna call you Representative Koga. Representative self-interest, quotation self-interest Koga. I'm not gonna use the ish or N word, because in my opinion, that was not an honorable thing to say. In 2025, your lawmaker, in order to win the minds and hearts and the votes of your constituents, your prospective constituents, you are there mixing culture with self-interest, denigrating where your mom and dad came from because you want some votes. Why you didn't say what you're saying now when you ran to be representative? Is it no horse bar? You would just do and say anything just because you want to be representative or senator for a longer amount of years? Really? Representative Coker, you need to post a retraction. That was very, very disrespectful to Liberian women. That was disrespectful to all the women in your family and all of the women of of Nema County. That was wrong. And you should know better. So I'm not even going to go into what he said, but the whole thing was wrong. And people of Nema, if not anything, he should be the least, he should get the least votes of the 7. Any man that does not respect a woman, the women of his hometown, that means he doesn't respect his mom, and he will not push any bill forward in the Senate to benefit women.
Wow.
I rest for now.
Thank you, Sister Yama. Thank you, Sister Yama. From the journalist standpoint, Mr. Don, do you have anything to add? Do you have any advice? I mean, that's your call. I know you're a journalist, and you have to. What is the balanced approach for you on this topic? What's in the news? What are the people saying? What the journalists are saying? This is not only to Nimba women. This is to all of our daughters who are sitting for Wyatt, who are working hard, who are going to law school. Okay, especially in the nation I've had. 2 women president at a very tumultuous time, and were able to stabilize the win. What are people seeing?
So, like you rightly put it, Representative Koga have decided to barricade, a female from contesting. In fact, he not just tried to barricade, but to pin black Madam Gonglo, holding to the fact that it is an election process. Women must be given the voice. That is the reason why the United Nations has embraced women participation in election activities in the country, and not just Liberia, but around the world. So looking at, I've been watching the clip. I took some time and watched the clip over and over and again, and from those words, like Madam Colley said, mixing culture with self-interest. Those words that Representative Koga said or stated, I mean, it was some way, somehow not in place. It was not in the right form. Holding to the fact that you are contesting, proclaimingly you have received the title as the godfather of Nimba County. I mean, to contest in the senatorial election to replace the late Prince Johnson. You could use your godfather power to influence the people that you think entrusted you with that title as the godfather. Going on, throwing words and jabs at Madam Gonglo, who have been in the political arena of Nimba County for quite a long period of time now, and try to denigrate, barricade, and blackmail her because she's a woman. I don't think that was a brilliant idea of Representative Koga, because women need to be given the voice in decision making in the country, lawmaking, representation. I mean, if you look at the percentage of women at the legislature, is the men are far way more than women in the legislature. And adequate representation, gender equality are imposed in women. Women have the voice, and Madam Gonglo is no exception. So I think, from our perspective, and not just my perspective, but from words we've been hearing in the corridor, from analysis and responses that have been coming up since Representative Koga made that assertion, he was wrong. Like Mr. Scully said, he needs to make a retraction of that statement. Madam Gonglo is a female. Being a female doesn't mean that you are not to contest, or doesn't mean you disrespect a culture when you decide to contest or to represent the people. We are in like you say, when you are a female, you should represent your people at the legislature. And if that's the campaign message that Honorable Koga has in Nimba County, I don't think he's doing well for himself, because he's going to be losing track of his campaign strategy that I think he should be putting on, and putting himself on the track of blackmailing and making popular Madam Edith Gonglo in that senatorial election that is soon to be conducted in Nimba County.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Anthony. You know, governance has nothing to do with our culture. In fact, our culture is supposed to meet the Constitution. It said everything that we do in our culture must coincide with the Constitution, which is the building blocks of the nation, the guiding principle of the nation. And the Constitution says all people should have the right to participate in governance, to be incorporated into government. Okay. Nimba County has no women representation, no youth there representation per se. All right. And it is everybody's right. It's everybody's birthright. As a citizen, it is their duty, their right, if they want to participate. He has, and I love the way Sis Yaman put it, Madam Kwali put it. He does not have respect for his sister. He has no respect, that's how I gather, for his mother, okay? Because this is a man who woman gave birth to. This is a man that woman kept alive for 9 months. He breathed because a woman was breathing. Fed him. Women are the first nurture of society. So then the question that begs an answer is, to all of the Liberian leaders, why do we send our daughters to school? If that man really believe, does he really believe what he's saying? Or I go back to where Madam Kwali said, selfish. He had been a representative for over 12, almost 14 years. Can he report to us what has been his accomplishment? That our children still studying on maths. Glad that our children stay begging for school fee, $5 just to register. Last year, kids were beating their own mud black to build their schools. Now, when our people sick, they come on the internet to beg for people to help them. That women are dying left and right in childbirth. That being pregnant or procreation have become a death sentence. And you are telling us in 2025, where some of the greatest nations in the world, Namibia, who has billions in GDP, just elected a woman as a president. Tanzania, with $86 billion in GDP, has a woman. Let's go back. Ruth Perry took Liberia at a very tumultuous time, who were able to juggle almost 7 warring fashion, power sharing, and manage for it not to burst loose. Ellen Key, for 6 years, she managed to stabilize the state. I would just go for her first 6 years, okay? With over 4 billion that have been there for almost 130 years of the life of the country. But you are telling me you're king. All you're doing is passing bill to enrich yourself. You know, Alexander Cummings once called it legal stealing. You make it legal for you to steal from the people while the people suffer. So that would be my take on here, and I will stop. I would like to hear from the people, but let me go to Sis Yama. Sis Yama, we have been waiting for the we have been waiting for the bill of information judgment for the Supreme Court. 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we were told they were supposed to release it, but the president wanted a moment to talk to the other faction. Minority group, these people have been sabotaging our nation since last August. We're in April. LU is a dungeon. Our children not going to school. The teachers not being paid. But these people are devouring hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions among themselves. The more the whole, you know, this reminds me of the war. And let me just say quickly. You know, when the rebel were coming, let's first start with 1980. 1980, they said that were the Congo people. Country woman born soldier, Congo woman born rogue. And they say, well, for the Congo people. Less than a year later, it became dramatic. We had the Thomas Wesson issue. We had the Flanzameton issue, MNZ, Moses Flanzameton issue. We had the Podia, nuclear Podia. We had the, what the other one? We had the Falavani, okay? And let's go on until the bottom came off in 1989. 1990, we say it was for Doe. Doe was killed. 14 years later, the people continue to fight. Because the more they fought, they got the cloud. People paid them to derail and take lives at will. Those very people, because we first started with 1 faction, 2 faction, 3 faction, 4 faction. Go to Yamoussoukro for meeting. The next time they came back, there were another group. Went to Accra Peace Accord. The next time they came back, there were another group. Went to Nigeria. The next time they came back, there were another group. This is what's happening. They're holding the country hostage because then the president will go negotiate with them, or other people will go negotiate with them. ECOWAS will go negotiate with them. United Nations will go negotiate with them, and they're feeling their own importance because our leader is not taking a stand. Okay, the president in Liberia is a unitary state, has power. Okay, almost 70,000 of the employment in Liberia, he's in charge. He appoints the 4,000 head of every agency, including the judicial system. Why are we dragging? Why are people dying? Why women are dying? Why is this dragging? Why are these people breaking down our country in the law? So, Yama, I think maybe I'm too strong. Let's make sense of it.
That's how a sense to be made, quite frankly, Mrs. B, because going back to Representative Kuka, that does not have respect for the women in his personal life, let alone he's going to lead a multitude of women in one of the most important state or county in our nation. But I digress. I see the Ambassador Don did call him. I don't know if he was self-proclaimed. He loved his self-interest, so being self-proclaimed is not far-fetched. Who made Godfather or what? Who granted such title?
Nobody.
If Prince Johnson wanted to be Godfather, how come all these years that they're both were in the legislature, they didn't talk about it? Why he never said this is my protege? Why didn't he say where the documentation that Prince Johnson did admire him so much to follow in his footstep later? But that's the notion and the path that people with self grandiose behavior
Yeah.
walk. Especially when it comes to him, especially him being at the forefront, just to further show how much he's all about self-interest. Just these few months, you were the one in I'll just say Mr. Koga at this point, because I don't think he's even representing any
Anybody
constituents.
for
He's
that
just
matter.
representing himself.
Exactly,
So
Mr. Koga,
now
yeah.
I put him down for honorable the representative. Now he's just Mr. Koga. And Mr. Koga is really saying it with contention, but I would give him the respect at that level. Mr. Koga was in the forefront in this capital disgraceful saga.
Cousin.
He's the forefront. He was the bus driver, the school teacher, the enforcer, the dorm manager, the residents, whatever, packing lawmakers in a school bus like kind of function to come to work and leave at the same time. So you have caused all this chaos in the first branch of government, and now you want to run away and go to the Senate? No, why don't you, if you have respected your mom and the mother, the women in your life that raised you, you would know that you're supposed to finish stuff that you started. You sit there, you'll complete this 2-speaker saga, you're the leader of it, sit there, finish it, write a bill, and move on to the next. So for that alone, you ain't golf out or nothing. When it comes to the bill of information, I thought the worst was seeing the Capitol burn, and this speakership saga for the last 8 months was horrible. But if what we are hearing is true, and we can infer now it's true, that the executive branch of government did ask for an extension, and which intends, it's all evidence that it's interference, because
Yes.
you are $1 a day late and $1 short.
And it's not in their favor. Yes.
No, yeah. But they knew it wasn't in their favor. Why didn't they ask for the 2 weeks then? They knew 3 weeks ago when they had the bill of information hearing, just from the questions that Chief Justice Stephen Young and the other justices, Cabinet Janet and the other justices were asking. They knew that it wasn't in their favor, because the Chief Justice and Young did state in that hearing, I don't care if you got 1,000 votes, you didn't follow the procedure. And and then Vani Sherman, because the Sherman tried to back the, she even asked, so where was the Fanati, like he was in the other office. Everybody laughed in the courtroom because they know it was just too silly and elementary. So from 3 weeks ago, from the hearing, and then within the hearing, she did something unheard of. She asked the beef of the security of her and her 4 associate justices, effective immediately. So with all that talking points, you knew that the information wasn't going to be in your favor. They also went ahead and chastised the Minister of Justice, Mr. Oscar Swear, saying that he misinterpreted the decision. So the executive branch, you saw all that going. A kindergarten would know that they're not going to render judgment in your favor. So why didn't you ask for the extension, or whatever you need an extension for? Why didn't you do it 3 weeks ago? So you want to hold the country hostage, let me say. That's the goal. The executive had all the time. The executive facilitated this fiasco by allowing the so-called regime speaker to follow him to Ghana, to pressure the parliament, Ghanaian parliament, again, invitation to go to the inauguration. He went right immediately after the Capitol building burning. Instead of him providing patience, you already don't speak immediately on so many things. There's a barrage of things that the executive don't speak on. But the very next day, you're going to go and accuse other lawmakers of being hooligans without an investigation. So this whole fiasco and the prolonging of this rests squarely and solely on the on the executive branch. And I hope that my appeal to the Supreme Court, Madam Senate Young and her other 5 Supreme Justices, to be steadfast, to stand their ground, 10 toes down, and produce that bill of information for the Liberian people, not for the majority, minority, executive, for the Liberian people.
Thank you so much. And Anthony, I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes. Go ahead if you have any input in it. What are other journalists? What the news in the corridor? Let us know what Liberians are saying from what you hear from the horse's mouth, from the community. What's the thought process? Take about 2 minutes. Then let us know if we can get some people to call in. If we get people call in tonight, maybe we can try to 1, 2, 3 person. We can put like a $2 menu on their phone. So let's do that. I will send you the fund and you can do it. Since Yama, we didn't discuss this, I just want to get in and hear from people. Let me hear from women. I want to hear from women too. Go ahead, Anthony.
All right. So like you rightly put it, from the house's mouth, since the information brought out that Madam Justice Siaina Yor have, in fact, the president have requested the bit of information for a review for a period of 2 weeks. I mean, there have been too many criticism in the corridors about why the president will want to have a bill of information about a case that he could have resolved when it just erupted. Why would you want to review the final judgment of the court if he had the time at his peak in making sure that he can call these lawmakers together and fix things up? But then after the fight has gone too high, it has even involved the burning of the Capitol building. Now the president, after the Supreme Court intervened, the president have come up to request the bill of information for him to review that bill of information and asking for a period of 2 weeks. If that is true, then the president is not doing good for the legislature, because there have also been information that the president have called the Rule of Law Caucus and the majority bloc why he's reviewing this to conduct talks with them in seeing ways that they can reconstruct and diverse to a different path in making sure they can fix up the mess that they've created, they've put down for a couple of months now, that have halted legally the business of the Liberian people. So there have been too many criticism. Some people are believing, some people are not believing that the president have requested, because it has now officially come up on from the house's mouth, from the mouth of the information minister, or from the executive mansion website, that the president requests a bill of information from the Supreme Court or the Chief Justice. And it also raises concern, like Mrs. Collins said, it also raises concern about why the Chief Justice security for their social justices, not just requesting security, but these, in fact, just after the proclamation of that rumors that the president requests the bill of information, the Chief Justice have flew out of the country ahead of the official proclamation. So it raised too many concerns about this issue, and people are waiting the final information from the Supreme Court as to who is legitimate Speaker of the House of Representatives, whether it is Speaker Funati Kofa or it is Richard Nagbekun. But Horokun have also declared himself as a speaker after being elected by his colleagues at the Capitol building just months or weeks after they voted against Kofa, and Speaker Kofa is also claiming to be the legitimate speaker because he was elected by law, and according to him, and also the previous ruling of the Supreme Court, it is ultra various if the majority bloc or group of lawmakers group themselves while the speaker is still alive. He's not sick, he's not paralyzed, he has not been retired, he was not dismissed or whatsoever. He's still alive, he can still function as a speaker. You leave him alive and go in and elect different person or go and conduct session without the presence of the speaker, without the speaker presiding. It is ultra various. That means any decision you take in that section, it is ultra various. And likewise, Kofa, if you are still the speaker, you must compel your colleagues to come for session. If not, you will meet and adjourn if you can have the majority. So it has been a rigmarole. It has been the talk of the time in the country, and the Liberians are awaiting the final judgment because the Supreme Court is the highest court in the country. Since 1847, the Supreme Court has been the highest court in the country, and so people await the final ruling from the Supreme Court, from the Chief Justice and who are associate justices, as to who is the legitimate speaker. Because there have also been rumors that the majority bloc, even if the Supreme Court come up with its final ruling, they are not going to abide by a decision that will ask them to sit under Kofa as the legitimate speaker under his gavel. So, like you said, people are following.
Which is fine.
They're following the and I think they want to make their input. So we announce the number, and those of you that are following, you can call and tell us. We've been discussing a couple of issues. One of it has been centered around Representative Coker, who's contesting for the position of senator in Nimba County against former senatorial candidate and now senatorial candidate for the third term, Madam Edith Gongolo. She contested against now Vice President Jeremiah Kong in the 2020 election. She also contested 2017, and now she's contesting in the 2025 by-election in Nimba County after the demise of Nimba County Prince Yelugbe Johnson. So if you're following, those of you who are following and been following the show for a couple of minutes and you follow, we're also discussing about the bit of information from the Supreme Court tomorrow. Going to be the final day for that bill to be ousted from the mouth of the Supreme Court. What are your thoughts? Like Manakwe said, those of you who are following, most especially the females, you can call and you stand a chance to be gifted.
The first three persons.
The first three person are going to make a call here on the show are going to get a dial card in their phone this evening. So if you are following, we want to make your info, you can call us on 0777 1110 39 080 000 0777 1110 39 080 000. Female, you are highly encouraged to call this evening and make the input on the show this evening. It's second Touch Africa Reimagined. It's live here this evening. Those of you who are following 0777, let's get our first caller on the line this evening. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, caller. Okay, well, let's start caller 0777 1110 39 080 377 000. The first 3 lucky callers gonna be working with a dollar card in their phone this evening. on the show. 0777 11 10 39 0880 Let's get this person right here. Good evening, caller.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name, where you come from?
Yeah, this is calling from Olafan.
You say your name?
Ella Jumo calling from Olafan.
Okay, Eda Jomo, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for you to make people to know what's going on. You know, this
Anthony,
is
he's
what
too
we
low
love.
though. Can you put a mic to the phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring you.
You know, my brother, this country is for all of us. I just want to appeal to the people and the representatives. Any decision the court bring it to them, let them accept it, let them fall their head.
Okay.
This country, we don't need two speakers. Small country, I never hear it. So please, let them do our work. Thank you very much. May Allah bless all of us.
Okay, may Allah bless you as well, Eda Jomo.
Let Allah make understanding come between them.
Okay, Allah's gonna do that. So Ella Juma is asking the representatives at the House of Legislature, the House of Representatives, the legislature to concur with any decision that is made by the Supreme Court in their final ruling. And so he's asking them to remain calm, put themselves together, because he's never seen in his entire life. Ella Juma he's approaching 70 years now. He's never seen where there's two speakers in a legislature. 0777 11 10 39 0880 377 000. We got one person, two more person to go. The first three gonna receive $1 card. The Juma has already joined the draw. 0777 11 10 39 0880 377 000. Call us this evening and let's get an input. Call the first 30 persons stand a chance to win $1 card on the show this evening. Tell us what's your take on Representative Koga of Nimba County. He's been like Madam Colley said, he's been in the political arena for more than 20 years now. He's been serving as representative for Nimba County, quite 14 years and still counting. And he's come up with a statement that seems to denigrate a political actor, specifically female in Nimba County, that is going to be a disrespect to the culture if Madam Edith Gongolo is given the chance to lead Nimba County at the House of Elders. And let's know what's your take on that. Do you think Representative Koga is depriving female from having a voice at the legislature? Do you think he being disrespectful to the gender, the female gender? Do you think he's not practicing a gender equality that he preaches at the legislature, that he campaigned for? Do you think he's been disrespectful to Madam Gongolo's candidacy for the senatorial seat in Nimba County? What's the take on it? Call us on 0777 11 10 39 0880 37 7000. This caller. Good evening.
This is Mr. Suarez calling from Babylon.
How is Bapolo Bole?
Yeah, I'm able to ask a question this evening.
How is our singer in Bapolo?
Yeah.
How is the singer in Bapolo? The singer, how clear you getting?
It's like what I said at this hour.
Okay.
Night time.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if they are all hard that they know what is happening now in the house. It's not often well. It's not speaking well. We're not progressive. So now my question is, for how long will it take if the people have a vote in the house where the other party does not have the number or the score?
Okay.
That they got to start. What happened? Do they have law on that regarding that? Do they have a strategy? Like what election commission can handle when you have an election, it gives you time to give the result.
All right.
You know,
So,
that lawyer, nobody want to battle, they don't want to battle one another.
okay. All right.
So it's a kind of difficult thing. I said we ask God in the best.
All right. So we'll get to your question. We'll get to your question. Let's get a caller, and we'll get to your question later. Bit. Let's get this person. Good evening. Good evening. Your name? Where you call from?
This is Anthony Johnson. I'm calling from Grandpa Lac.
Anthony Johnson has Grandpa Lac. How clear you getting our singer from Lac in Grandpa? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what you just said, brother, that is, is very worrisome in this country. You don't know what to do.
All right.
I think they have when the people say that more people shape the only executive.
Okay.
And, it happened. People talk. Basically got inside the same thing. And now the Supreme Court started to do a real ruling. Hey, now president, the executive are coming to say that they file a bill of information. I don't know. Really, excuse for me to use the expression. Maybe the less I was there, that what they want to play. So, better there, everyone else, better ask the Almighty God for those minutes to become the full party that was the majority, that was the minority, so they can count to one conclusion, so they can put it into play.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling this evening.
Anthony, I think we
Yeah.
need to stop here because we gotta go to sleep this midnight. So
All right.
today is not just
So I wanted to address the second caller question. He was asking whether there's a penalty for lawmakers not coming together, having quorum according to the rules that govern the House, and not just the rule but the Constitution as well. For your answer to your question, a lawmaker can be dismissed, can be voted against by his colleague if he refuses to attend section for an amount of time, with no excuse given to the chief clerk, with no prior notice given to plenary. That representative can be expelled by his colleagues without the consent of the citizens of his or constituency. He or she can be dismissed or expelled based upon the gravity of the absentee in the House. But with the current situation now at the legislature, even though people are being suspended, the Ministry of Finance have seized some lawmakers' salary for a couple of months now. But I don't think they are thinking in that direction of because no lawmaker is going to agree to be expelled by one group or the other with the situation on ground now.
So Anthony, let me tell you a little bit. Okay. Another thing is that if 10,000 of you took your signature, especially of that particular representative constituents, you can ask for what you want them to do. That's what is required. That's what the law asks for. 10,000 signature. That's what is required for a decision to be made on their behalf. All right. And most of those people, they even win with 5,000 signatures. That's why I believe that Liberia need to return to the 50% plus one, because literally the electoral process now of selecting or electing representative or senator is literally like a lottery. Okay, it can be simple majority. 100 people join in one race and that person get it, that's it. But before it used to be the same way with the presidential election, 50% plus one. If you go to the person who comes the closest, if you didn't get to 50% plus one, the two top people will go against one another, and then the rightful person or whoever get the 50% plus one or the majority will go. So I see the first round like a primary and the second round as the actual round, because the people that are supposed to be representing us supposed to be a majority that you're representing. Another thing that I wanted to add is that the Constitution is clear. It's like if you're claiming the steps, right? And they say take the first step, the second step, the third step before you get to the third step. If you miss a steps, you're missing the procedure. Whether you got to the ground safely is not important. You missed that step. Let's look at it that way. You missed that step. The step is there is protocol, there are rules that you must follow. They have refused. We are not at war. This is not 1990 all over again. This is not 2002 all over again. Okay, this is normal time. And I hear the elder call and say wherever they say the people should accept it. That's not a way to build a nation. That's why what children can do, commit crime and say, oh, but I say sorry. So why you can't take it now? Let you move on. The nation has not moved on because we have refused to hold each other accountable. Why atonement is good for growth, accountability is also important. So that would be my final thought. Atonement is good. Accountability is good. A nation cannot thrive without the rule of law. And no man should be above the law. That's how I see it. So since you might take you 2 minutes and then Anthony, you can take off soon. Please tune into us next week. Tuesday evening, Thursday evening, we are here. We are back on the air. We will also have another person here on the air in Nimba. I can't wait that you can hear us all over. The people from Bobolu that called, thank you. The people from Bassa that called, thank you. And they say we are clear around this time. Since Yama, I'm excited. I don't know about you.
I'm excited too. I'm really, really, really excited that we have signal in at least, Anthony, is it more than half of the country? Yes. Or at least 1/3?
I think we're in some part of Montserrado. We're in Mangibi. We're in Grand Bassa. We're in
Grand Bassa and
Boncante. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about that. As since Yesenia said earlier, I have just come from Liberia. I think it's been 2 weeks now since I've been there. I was there for a month.
Sorry, let me interrupt. We need to have a conversation just about your experience. We just need to have a
okay. And I travel a little bit, not to a little depth in the country. I didn't just stay in Lower Mangibi or in Montserrado. I went as far as Lofa, it's also a district. So that's the farthest I went. And yeah, we need to have a conversation about the roads and all that. But so I think it was a question from the person from Grand Bassa. I didn't quite get your name, but you talk about the lawmakers suspending the so-called majority lawmakers, suspending some of the lawmakers from the legal side or the minority side, and the finance minister withholding salaries, Gafwan withholding salaries. You know, Mr. Color from Grand Bassa, it's baffling to all of us. The audacity of the so-called majority bloc to be so arrogant, especially when you're illegal, to be so arrogant in your display of power. It simply preempts the future of their self-interest. And to make it worse, the executive again facilitating this nonsense. Taking your other lawmakers' salaries to facilitate your stay for 4 months at a hotel. Really? That's what they suspended the people for. You know, and breaking down committees that was made when you had your elections, just because you want to be on certain committees because you think there's something, there's money to be made. There, you want to make money, take some of your salary and go open your own personal business. You know, so it falls squarely on the second branch of government, on the executive. They know what they're doing. The CLIB, they don't have law for country. I would let us start there, because nobody that have law for country will hold the first branch of government hostage for 8 months and counting. Because now nothing's gonna change. What are you gonna do way back that you didn't do that you're gonna do now? Yeah, our Chief Justice had a plane trip. She got on the plane. The citation, as we hear it, was already made. If they waft the salt, they're not gonna change the citation. But now the executive is in a rock and a hard place. When you had the time to referee, you didn't referee. Now, you can get all the whistle. You are afraid that the so-called majority, but you have empowered them. Now they are emboldened, and now you're afraid when the bill of information comes, and they have to go back to square one because they were the sitting that was ultra virus to go back on the fanatical for gavel. And when they refuse, now you the executive, is your administration. Now you got a problem in your country. That's what you're afraid of. I hope it's not even 2 days, the next 12 days, you really cook up something presidential that will exemplify your 42 years experience to not bring chaos to the country, because it will fall squarely on your shoulders. But we'll wait and see. Thank you. I'm excited, like Miss Sitting Magic Bay, that our people were here. Our conversation. I'm glad we have people from 3 different counties that call in. I'm really, really, really excited about that. But Liberia is for all of us. If we having by-elections in Nimba, the by-election is for all of us. We have more women in the country than men. Women, just how you guys, I saw 4 weeks ago, you guys were jumping on trucks to go hustle the Ganta to carry your goods and come back the day. The other day, I saw a lady that was waiting at the building supply store, but the truck couldn't go because they were waiting for some tiles or something that was in the store. And I went outside to just interview her a little bit. She said, "No, I'm so mad because I'm not going to use my profit to go and sleep in Ganta. We should have left a long time ago, go and come back so I can have and keep my profit and steal my children." These were women squarely in the late 20s, 30s, hustling on an 18-wheeler truck to go make money, to go to Ganta because the road is better. You can go and make a day trip and come back. So you don't have to be for Ganta to push for a candidate or be involved in this by-election process. Pay attention. Now you can hear on your radio. Make a noise. Liberia is very small. If you know people in Nimba, go ahead. Everybody got cell phone. Whoever you're supporting, except it's not Koga. Anybody else is fair game because he's very disrespectful. Post it on Facebook. Get involved. Liberia is from all of us. And there will not be the first by-election. There will be many to come. So once we all rally around one county, the other 14 counties will rest assured that when it's happening in another county, we will speak, because that's how Liberia will be, will start to get off the ashes. Thank you guys. So I'm so happy. Thank you, Ambassador Anthony G. Don Jr. Thank you for producing tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you, our host, second, third, led by Yesenia Martin Pay. And we miss our coach tonight. And also me, German Biancali. It was nice broadcasting and being heard in Liberia. I'm so happy. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anthony, before you come, if you don't mind, it's going to take me 2 minutes. I want to read this live to the Liberian people so they can understand why they should be involved. Not because there's a woman in there, but because there are other people there besides Koga, right? Why they themselves in other state, in other county must get involved. Even if you can't vote in a mark, you can contribute. Why you must get involved, okay? Here is why. Yes, why? It's because Liberia is a unitary state. Those of us who teach government, we say the unitary state is the mother of all dictatorship, because it's under the guise of democracy. And it's really sort of kind of not democracy. Unless the framework of the organization or the framework of the government put it where some power is put in the hands of the locals. In America, we have a federal state, okay? Not confederate, but federal state. So we have the local government, our municipals, then we have the federal government. In Liberia, everything is centralized. I know I read this on other platforms, but I want to say people are listening tonight. I want to read this and I'm going to play it over and over, okay? So I say this to all of us. We must all get involved in a unitary form of government like Liberia. Like Liberia, let me start over. We must all get involved in a unitary form of government in Liberia. The concentration of power at the national level makes it critically important for all citizens to take an active interest in the election of public officials, especially the president and member of the legislature. Okay, the central government holds the majority of decision-making authority, and the individual elected to those positions play a critical role in shaping the nation direction. Okay, the president, as the head of the executive branch, not only enforces law, but it also appoints the key officials across government institutions, including the judiciary. Okay, we're talking about all the judges, which significantly influences the balance and fairness of justice in the country. The Liberian legislature, whose decisions are made collectively, plays a crucial role in lawmaking oversight and budget approval. However, without the active participation of informed voters, okay, the legislative branch risks becoming disconnected from the needs and aspirations of the people it serves. We see that now. We see it for 187 years, or 77 years per se. Okay. Moreover, the president authority to appoint over 4,000 public officials, including judges, ministers, and head of government agencies. This role underscores the far-reaching impact of presidential election. These appointments shape public policies, service delivery, and the overall effectiveness of government institutions, affecting every Liberian, okay, regardless of social economic status. As the upcoming senatorial election is in Nima County approach, it is imperative that all Liberians, particularly those residents from that region, engage thoughtfully and responsibly in the electoral process. Choosing a senator is not just about selecting a representative. It is about choosing a voice in the national dialogue who will advocate for development. Development for me is development of the human capital, empowering people, making sure the children are healthy, making sure women deliver safely, making sure there are schools that are equipped to develop our human capital. For me, that's what development is. Not road that you go past and put the money in your pocket. We're doing the same thing over and over. Every government that can clear the scene, bro, break down the scene houses. There's no exit route. There's no detour. Okay. So, in essence, I wanted to add that. So, where was that? God help me. So, we're talking about the upcoming election and the choosing of human development. Justice and accountability for Liberians who may not be eligible to vote, whether due to age, displacement, or other circumstances. Okay. Here, how you can vote. Okay. You can vote either directly or indirectly. You can add your voice by what? Your voice and your resources still matter. Advocacy, civic education, financial support to the most prepared candidate, and the public discourse are powerful tools for shaping decisions that will impact all of us. This is how you can vote indirectly, by influencing the environment in which choices are made. Leaders are selected. Let us all take ownership of Liberia's future through both direct and indirect vote. You can support, you can educate, you can donate somebody to watch a poll because they will be looking to steal the vote. Okay. So I will stop here, sister. I'm sorry. I just wanted to add that. I think we overstay our time anyway, but that's
No,
fine.
that's fine.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So, Mr. Minutes, you can close us up. Thank you.
So thank you. Liberia will move forward if Liberians are willing to put themselves in the attitude of development, changing their minds and changing their attitudes. Martin Luther King did not become popular because he knew how to talk. He became popular because people gave him the ears. He became popular because he received the necessary support from citizens, from the people that wanted to see the world shift from one position to another for the better. Burkina Faso has a president that drives a 2011 Land Rover. That is very rare. The president current net worth.
Anthony, and not create more than 100,000 jobs in 2 years.
Honestly, the president net worth is less than 130,000 US dollars. His net worth. The president has established the second tomato processing plant in the country, Burkina Faso. He has created jobs for youth, for men, for women in Burkina Faso. It did not come by magic. It did not come by magic. It did not come because, he's the only one that can do it. No. It came because the people in Burkina Faso appreciated his leadership ideas. It came because he reached out to the people. He decided to shift the economic activities in Burkina Faso from the static to the pivot, in making sure that Burkina Faso can take the world stage. Currently, Burkina Faso is improving in agriculture. But in Liberia, we have an executive that drives a Lexus 700 HR SUVs. We have lawmakers that drive $45,000 car. More than half of a whole country president entire net worth. And we feel that because we elect these people and we send them there, we should make their life soft. We should make everything soft for them, and they should do everything the way they feel is right. If we cannot stand up and make our voices louder in Liberia, we as citizens are not. In fact, when you have the grief in your heart, you see the country going the wrong way, you see your friend going the wrong way, you know that it is wrong, but then you have that grief in your heart that, oh, when I say it, people will come at my throat. In fact, they will bring stick and beat my head with it, and you think you're doing well for yourself. That I'm not living in Liberia. You also living here. So when the economic, when inflation is on the high increase, I'm not the only person that's going to feed it. Yeah. I'm not the only person that gets some money back to go to my house. You also do. So if I will pay 100 LD from my house to the road, you will also pay the same 100 LD from your house to the road. So if you know that the country isn't going right and you can't stand up and say it,
speak out.
You're not doing wrong to me alone, but also to yourself. So those of you who have been following, I want to say thank you for listening. This is Second Thought Africa Reimagined. We're going to be live here Tuesday and Thursday, beginning 11 o'clock up to 12 o'clock p.m. And those of you who call, I want to say thank you for calling. We appreciate your input on the show this evening, and we hope that you always do this for the betterment of Liberia. Let's speak out and let's make our voices heard. Thank you.
Anthony, can you say the station name again?
Radio Bluebird FM 102.9.
Radio Bluebird FM 102.9.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Anthony, good show. Good show. I look forward to the next one. We'll advertise. Anthony will have an opportunity to advertise. Let's talk later.
Anthony, go mute. Anthony, mute yourself.
Anthony, I see the fun. Okay, we are coming up live. There we go. Okay, there we are. There we are. There we are. Anthony Campbell of Here We Go, second thought.
Bye, guys. Thank